For 220, they want us to evaluate expressions. So they want us to use the values for x and y that are provided here. So let's start these. So for a, I have 1 minus 2x plus 3y. So the first step, I'm just going to substitute in. I have 2 times x, which is negative 2, plus 3 times y, which is negative 5. So negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, and positive 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. So 1 plus 4 is 5 minus 15. 5 minus 15 is negative 10 for A. For B, I have negative absolute value of x minus y. So that's negative. X is negative 2 minus y, which is negative 5, right? So I have negative absolute value of negative 2 minus a negative is plus 5. So that's negative the absolute value of negative 2 plus 5. Negative 2 plus 5 is 3. So that just becomes negative 3 because the absolute value of 3 is 3, and I still have that negative sign in front. For C, we have the square root of x squared plus the cubed root of y cubed. Now we can simplify this first, right? Because this is jumping out at us. The first one, the square root of x squared, that just becomes x. And the cube root of y cubed just becomes y. So this is really saying x is negative 2, y is negative 5. That's just negative 7. Now, the problem with doing this, I wanted to do this way just to show you. The problem with doing this, when we simplify the cubed root of y cubed and the square root of x squared, we have to be careful because these symbols, the square root symbol and the cube root symbol, they actually mean the principal square root. And we'll get into this a little later, but in reality, it does not always cancel each other out the way it did there because it's the principal square root or the principal cubed root. So what I want to do is I want to go and redo this problem without simplifying to show you that we may not get the same value. So let's substitute in. I get the square root of x squared, that's negative 2 squared, plus the cubed root of y cubed, that's negative 5 cubed. So the first part becomes negative 2 squared is 4, right? And negative 5 cubed, negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, times negative 5 is negative 125. So now I have the square root of 4, which is 2, again because I'm talking about the principal square root. And the cubed root of negative 125 is negative 5, right? So 2 plus negative 5 is negative 3. And notice we got a different answer. So again, when you're evaluating expressions, do not simplify square roots of squares and cube roots of cubes before you actually substitute in values. And again, once we go through principal square roots and cube roots, you'll understand why this is a problem. So for D, right, I have 1/2 x plus 1/3 y. So x is negative 2 and y is negative 5. So 1/2 times negative 2 is negative 1. And 1/3 times negative 5 is negative 5/3. So to combine these, it's safest if I use common denominator. So negative 1 is negative 3/3 minus 5/3. That's negative 8/3. Okay, and you do not need to write it as a mixed number. If you did, it would be negative 2 and 2/3, but you can leave it as an improper fraction.